Hello everyone, and today we will be learning passive voice with me, Abigail Zetho Kolondam from 17th Senior High School. Well, today we'll just start off with what is passive voice in the simplest way possible. The simplest way to explain passive voice is that when an object of a text is converted into the subject and the subject is turned into the object. What do I mean by this? Well, let's take an example. Danny is eating an apple. The subject is Danny, and the object is the apple. Now let's make a passive voice out of this sentence. An apple was eaten by Danny. Now apple is the subject and the object is Danny. Simple, right? But don't forget, there are rules to this. What are the rules? Well, you need the subject, finite form to be, past participle, which is the third column of irregular verbs, which will be linked in the description. And here is the formula. When rewriting active sentences in passive voice, note the following. Pause the video to read these. Now, here are some examples of passive voice, which you can pause the video. Passive sentences with two objects. Now, rewriting an active sentence with two objects in passive voice means that one of the two objects becomes the subject. The other one remains an object. Which object to transform into a subject depends on what you focus on. For example, in the active form, it is Rita wrote a letter to me. And you turn it into passive, a letter was written to me by Rita. Another passive one is I was written a letter by Rita. You can see from the passive one where the first one is the letter. The letter was written to me by Rita. Now, we are in personal and impersonal passive. Personal passive simply means that the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Example, they build houses and they turn to houses are built. Verbs with an object normally cannot form a personal passive sentence. If you want to use an intransitive verb in a passive voice, you need an impersonal construction. Therefore, the second one is called impersonal passive. Example, he says, it is said. Impersonal passive is not common in English as in some other languages, for instance, German and Latin. In English, impersonal passive is only possible with verbs of perception. For say, think, know, etc. Example, they say that women live longer than men. Now, change it to impersonal. It is said that women live longer than men. The subject of the subordinates clause, women, goes to the beginning of the sentence. The verb of perception put into passive voice. The rest of the sentence is added using an infinitive construction with to. Sometimes, the term personal passive is used in English lessons if the indirect object of an active sentence is to become the subject of the passive sentence. To learn passive voice deeper, I recommend reading this PDF down in the description. When you are done reading, you can do the exercise in it. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.